that allows me to then see if those leads are not converting.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Something we are both big lovers on. I'm an engineer by trade, so system and a process for me is like catnip. I'm like, get in. So systems, processes, and everything an OCD realtor needs. Let's dive into it. There's a lot of OCD realtors out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's so easy to, I use easy as a relative term, but to be able to dive in and just have everything kind of at your fingertips and those systems and processes set up. So one of the great things I did this year, and it kind of goes along with the last topic and this one, is I also assigned encouragement partners in the team, because as the team grows, even if you have 9 people on the team and they're only calling you for emergencies, it still can be overwhelming. And so I partnered each of them up so they have an encouragement partner. And so a lot of times they'll go to one another, and then if they can't, figure it out, they can come to me. So that helped too. And that's just one of the systems and processes I kind of put in place. The other thing is I created an agent reference guide. It was a lot of work, but it's well worth it. I sat down and I said, okay, I want to be able to start off a new agent, whether they're new or experienced or not, they're new to our team, a new agent on the right foot, and say, okay, here you go. Here's how you're going to be a successful agent on the Grand Allure Home Group team. Because of course there's no black and white in real estate. So who knows what training they've had so far. So here's the training I need you to know to be successful on my team and use and plug and play in my systems and processes. So it starts off, it's a letter from me. I'm a big Og Mandino fan, the greatest salesman in the world. And so it starts off and says, today you start a new life. Here is how you're going to start that. Here's what this looks like. And it's just you're going to be successful in this business. We're excited to have you on the team. It's a feel good. And then it goes into a table of contents, and it includes everything from here's our team events calendar. Here's our constant Zoom link that we use every day. Here's our 14-day onboarding schedule. Here's our lead tracker. Here's our top 50 tracker. And so it includes all the information that we use as a team, all the systems and processes. And this is a 30-page document. So when I say it took me a lot of work, it really did. But each one of these then has a page further in the document to further explain it. So like, what is a lead tracker? What is a top 50 tracker? And it explains not only what it is, but the why behind it. Because I think so many people they get in there, team members are like, oh my gosh, they're micromanaging me and they need to know this and they need to know that. Well, no, this actually is the why behind this is to help you be successful in your business. And we get together as a team on Wednesday mornings. We practice every day on the huddle. I miss that. We practice role play, and I cover a script because I want them to be able to just rattle this verbiage off the top of their head and not fumble over words. And so on Wednesdays, we go one step further. We do that role play, but then we call our leads. And so I have everyone plan 1 hour in their schedule, Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. We're calling our leads. So we don't have those moments where we're like, oh, I forgot to call Joe Schmo. I haven't touched base with him in a while. Or I need to call Sally Smith. It is very specific. I have a spreadsheet for each agent. They have their leads, the contact information. We rate them as such. And if they're a few years out or over 90 days of purchasing, we touch base with those leads once a month. And that's the week of the 8th. And this is a workman coaches, coaching training thing that I learned. And then the people that are going to buy within now to 90 days, then we're going to reach out to them every other week. And it's, Peter, I know you're looking for that 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in South Park. It's not coming up yet, but just know I'm on it for you. If you want me to change any of your criteria, if you want me to vary that price point or include another area, let me know and we can do that. I want to make sure I'm not dropping the ball. And at that point, they're not thinking that you forgot about them, right? We need to we can't just set them up on an MLS search and be like, okay, raise your hand when you want to see a house. We need to show them that we're working for them and be touching base with them. So that's Wednesdays. We do our lead calling. And then I go into, we do just a ton of stuff. I even have a buyer prospect process and a seller prospect process that goes from A to Z. From the first time the phone rings, here's the checklist and here's a link in it. Here's what checklist you need to look at to ask the right questions. And then at that point, if you have an appointment, here's what you do to set up for the appointment. And after the appointment, here's what you do. Here's your PowerPoint presentation link to show your buyers, whether it's on Zoom or in person. And then, once you get them under contract, here's the Google form link that you go to let me and the staff know that you have a new file under contract or you have a new listing appointment coming up and you need the admin to pull comps for you. When I tell you I'm OCD, severe issue here.
I'm sitting here and I'm going through my head and I'm like, yep, I don't have this. Yep, I don't have this. I don't have this. So my question is, since you've implemented this, how has your business changed?
I think it is much more not only systematic and structured, but forecastable, if that's a word. I can more forecast what people are going to do as long as they stick with the systems and processes and I get them the number of leads that I, as a team leader, have said I will get them. So I tell each agent, you're going to get 25 to 35 leads a month from the team. And I vary the Zillow leads, the Sync leads, the Google ad leads, any personal referrals that are coming from me, because I don't tend to work with buyers. I usually do listings. So I say plan on 25 to 35, maybe give or take a few, but I very much try to hone in on that number per agent per month. And that allows me to then see if those leads are not converting, maybe we need to work on scripts a little bit more. Are you asking people after a showing, do you want to buy this house? Whether it's with laughter afterwards or it's seriousness, are you asking the question? Or what does that look like? So it's huge.
This gives you first of all, you're giving somebody a roadmap. Here you go. Here's a roadmap. Get to work. If you do this, not only will I feed you, but I will also hold your hand. I will go with you. And the moment I see you slacking, I know exactly how to cut the cord.
And that's what inspect what you expect. And the other thing too is that it allows me, it's a constant training, so on those Monday 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. training times, I'm circling back in this pamphlet and I'm saying, okay, so here's what we do from A to Z with a new buyer. Here's what we do from A to Z with a new seller. And I am always covering a different topic because, as I said, I want this etched in their DNA, just like the role plays and scripts that we do. I want this stuff to roll off their tongue. I want them to do it as much the Grand Allure Home Group way as possible. I think that's important. And then also, when I do get some of those emergency calls that aren't emergencies, I'm like, oh shit, did I not put that in the agent reference guide? And they're like, oh, I didn't look. Okay, well, check that first. And if it's not in there, let me know.
So you're showing them how to be resourceful, not handicapped by their own lack of resources.
Amen.
I think it's interesting because it's like, were your analogy, Peter? Well, technically, what Brooke's doing is she's feeding them and teaching them how to eat. And then when she goes, well, you can go and eat by yourself now. And then if they don't, then it's like, okay, I'm going to stop feeding you. Like, it's almost like that mother bird, isn't it? That they chew up the food and then they kind of spit it out. Or it's like some weird analogies going on here right now. It's kind of it's more like that rather than just like a lion going to feed itself. But it's fair enough. I mean, that's how you're going to get high producers, right? Because it's like, I'm going to give you the roadmap. No shit. Like, this works, which is why we actually are big believers in joining a team. Like, we do, because the thing about joining a team is you get to skip years of hard work. Okay, you do pay through team split. It's not free, quote unquote free. But the reality is like, you can earn more money. You can't buy time, right? So you can choose to keep the money, or you can choose to literally cut 3 years down into basically a year. And then, it really depends on the team and the brokerage who you're with. But like, a lot of, obviously, kind of the notion is a lot of people end up leaving once they're growing and scaling themselves. But then I think, there's a lot of people with team splits or the brokerages they're with where actually they don't want to. They're like, this is actually a good gig here. Like, everything, I'm happy with the team. I enjoy the people. I enjoy, might be lead for, like you've got dialed in, where it's like, they're not worried about, I know, having a cold call 8 hours a day or whatever it is. It's like, I'm going to feed you leads as well. So you're going to have what a lot of realtors, I think, come in for, or ideally want, should I say, is stability. And I think a team allows more stability than being solo, especially because a lot of solo agents first come in, they have no idea what systems they need. And joining a team will give you all of that. And I think that's what a lot of people miss out on. And I think, like I said, it doesn't have to be a team. It could be a brokerage that allows you to do that. It really is dependent. But Brooke, this has been phenomenal. What I want to do is I want to give you the floor. So if people want to join your team, buy a home, sell a home through you, whatever it is, you might have other stuff going on that you haven't had a chance to dive into yet. How can they get in touch? Whether it's phone, email, socials, website, whatever you want, tell the people how they can reach out.
Yeah, well, as I'm sure you saw, I have no lack of stuff to talk about, let's say. So I think that there's enough business here for everyone. I am a big proponent of sharing and helping people. That's why I actually am now a real estate coach with Workman Success Systems myself in my spare time. But I am so huge in wanting to help and grow people to their level of success. So, and what they're capable of. Our website is grandallurehomegroup.com, and that'll pull you if you're looking in the West Michigan market. You can click that, or in the Charlotte, North Carolina. My personal email is Brooke, BROOKE, at grandallurehomegroup.com. And I'll leave it there. I mean, I think, of course, you can get in touch with me that way. And I've got different phone numbers for each state. Thank you, Apple, that they actually come to the same phone. So I don't need two different phone numbers. We have the dual SIM card action going.
Tech. You're high tech. And we've got this thing. To be fair, I can't take credit. Peter first told me this and I thought it's quite funny. He said a lot of realtors are high check, low tech, but you're high tech, high check.
Only because
I like
my
that saying though. Low tech, high check. Brooke, it's been phenomenal. Thank you for sharing your secrets with us. Everyone, we really hope you've enjoyed listening as much as we have, and we will see you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching programs 100% for free, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.